Hey, you guys. Welcome. It is Tuesday motherfucking night, you guys. Still fixing a couple of things. We're all home. You guys, welcome to Hard-Headed Comedy Presents Still Standing Monologues. I am your host for this motherfucking Tuesday, Luz Michelle. Yes, I might not be physically standing, but I promise you, us comedians tonight, we're all still standing. We're all still showing up. We're still doing this. The world it's crazy. It's crazy, but we still have to always find a way to laugh. That's what I believe. No matter what's going on, you got to find the humor. And you got to let go. You got to let go. I lost a very close girlfriend of mine last week. And, I've been doing therapeutic comedy. That's what I've been doing. Whenever I can jump on a show, I jump on a show and I let go. I've been calling it traumatic therapy. And it's really been working. I highly recommend it. But we do. We have to laugh. And it's Women's History Month. I couldn't let the month go without putting together an all-female cast of a lot of yours and my favorite ladies. The ones that make you feel good. Remember that feeling? Feeling good. But there's a lot of stuff going on. And that's what's crazy. Like, even if you're going through something in life, like the world's still happening. It's still spinning, right? Like, we have the CDC came out with a pamphlet that if the zombie apocalypse comes, what to do. Like, this is a real thing. You can Google it. Don't Google it right now, but it gives you a whole breakdown of what to do if this happens. What? No, you can't throw an if in there for a zombie apocalypse. What are you, fucking nuts? If this isn't bring an extra mask. If no, this is serious shit. Zombies, and they're like, have an emergency scapegoat plan. Have a meetup place. Have your emergency contact list. What the fuck? Who are you calling? You're running for your life. You're running for your life. But yeah, they came out with this whole pamphlet. We got that. We got cancel culture. That's going strong, right? Potato Head, Dr. Seuss. Oh, man. It's like, I understand it. There's a lot of things that were really messed up for us growing up. Like, if you saw half of the cartoons and the movies that we were exposed to, you'd be like, this isn't okay, right? And it was okay. And we're fine. I mean, we're all fine. Maybe some of us are alcoholics or recovering, but we're fine. It made us strong, right? It made us strong. It gave us an extra tool in the belt, I like to say. Made us rough around the edges. Because they don't do that with kids anymore. Like my kids, their school, there could be flurries on the floor. And the school's closed. The school is closed. Back in the day, my bus had chains on the tires. Like, you were going to school. There was no excuse you can give to anybody. You're going to school. It was always open. Public school was always open. It never closed. It never closed. Now, like where I'm at, they close it at a fucking drop of a dime. It's closed. There's wind. We're closed. It's hailing. We're closed. What? No. It sends a very bad message. A very bad message. What else do we have going on? I said cancel culture. What I've been noticing is a lot of times my husband and I, let's say we get a moment and we have a day together and we're walking around and we want to grab some food. If it's nice out, hopefully you grab it, you sit on a bench. But I feel like back, pre-COVID, every time you walked past the place and it was jam-packed, like this was the place to go to. This was it. They have the best of this. They have the best of that. Like, we don't do that anymore. You walk past the place and there's two people in there. You're like, this is it. Like, this is where we're going. This is what we're doing tonight. We live in a very different world. And I'm sure all of the ladies are going to talk about it tonight. So you guys, one by one, I'm going to bring in all of these wonderful women. And they're going to talk to you for a little bit. Leave comments. Let us know you're there. But without further ado, you guys, one by one, I'm going to welcome in Miss Tanya Cooper, Miss Alice Chan, Miss Tanya Lewis, and Miss Shauna Lane. I don't hear you. Oh, there you are.
Hi.
I'm like, are they there? I don't hear anything.
I didn't know you were bringing us on screen.
Yay!
Yay! There they are.
Everyone's alive. Don't worry. Well, ladies, welcome to Still Standing Monologues, ladies. Welcome. I am going to hand the stage over to you right now, though, to Miss Tanya Cooper.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Lois. I appreciate it. I know you guys hear my name, the name Tanya Cooper, and you're expecting a girl with an afro, aren't you? Yep. Yep. My grandfather was white. He knew the trickery, so he gave me a name that tricks everybody. Good thing, though, is my name gets me jobs. Yeah, it really does. The last job I went to interview, and the lady was like, oh, Tanya Cooper. And she's looking around. I was like, that's me. And she was like, oh, you're Tanya Cooper? I was like, yes. Like, you went to NYU? I was like, yes. And you can too, bitch, if you study and live in the right zip code. Yeah, she wasn't happy with that, but whatever. Like, really? I'm so glad my grandfather gave me a name that was just something not expected when you see me. So I grew up a foster kid. Oh, girl, don't feel sorry for me. I mean, I went to private school until I got kicked out. They wanted me to call the guy in charge headmaster. It's like, my ancestors took care of that already, sweetheart. Not gonna happen. Yeah. There's some advantages to being a foster kid, whether you like it or not. There are some advantages. I have a friend of mine, she was adopted, and she says, Tanya, but you don't get to be in the will. And I say, yeah, but when my mom died, I didn't have to shell out, $16,000 for a funeral and $5,000 for a headstone. I'm okay with that. Another advantage of being a foster kid, I know this is a hard topic to have. I don't want you to feel sorry for me because I get a free plot in Potter's Field. What the hell? Come on. Oh. At the price of funerals, come on, keep it real. You're already dead. It's not going to matter. The actor does not care if you got a nice coffin and a casket. It doesn't care. So, I'm okay with that. I really am. I don't know. But I used to live in an orphanage, and we had nuns there and all this other stuff. And so I actually wanted to be a nun, but they weren't getting any. So that didn't work out. And then their habits, like that black thing, their habits were not matching mine. Like I like Ferragamos and Jimmy Choos, and that black long thing just does not work for me. Anyway, the kids in the orphanage used to try to tease me. And I don't know why, because I was like, all of our mothers are addicts or dead. Like, really? They used to let me see, I was really, really, really skinny. And they used to call me olive oil, or they'd be like, you look like one of those little African children. Turns out those little fuckers were psychic. I just did my ancestry. I'm like 80% African. Who'd have thought? I was like, how'd they know this? I don't know. Anyway, since the lockdown, guys, is it me or like when we were on like the major part of the lockdown, was anybody going to the door like fucking Chewbacca? Who is it? Where's my mask? Name yourself. It's like, if someone came to my door, like the mailman better not deliver a package. I was like, no. There's like a cross on my door. Do not come in it. Don't come near it. It was just weird. I don't know. And then dating. Ladies, oh my gosh, I thought we were doing bad before COVID hit. But goddamn, last time I had a boyfriend, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang had just came out on VHS. Yeah. It's been a while, ladies. I don't know what I'm gonna do about at this point. I tried all the like international dating. That was cool. I met this nice guy named Ahmed, and he was like, Tanya, I send for you the Habib in the burqa. You must never look another man in the eye. So I was like, why not? If you look another man in the eye, they will throw rocks at you. They will throw stones at you. And I was like, boy, listen, okay, I don't smoke crack and I ain't smoked weed and I don't know how long. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So that was a little weird. But then thought about it. I was like, he's from Dubai. Ladies, the average income in Dubai is $17 million a year. I was like, hey, Ahmed, I'm coming on this. Oh, we'll do three quarter, whatever you want to call it. No problem. Not a problem at all. Anyway, so this COVID's been making me really kind of depressed. I called my ex-sister-in-law the other day and I was like, girl, I'm really distressed right now. I'm feeling a little down. You know what she says to me? She's like, oh, hang in there, T. I'm like, girl, Black people don't hang out. We don't do hanging. That's not what we do. Okay. I don't know. You know, she lives in Barcelona, so she doesn't know. She has no idea. But did I tell you about the time that I met Son of Sam? Yeah, I was like 12 years old, no lie. Okay. And I lived in a town called Bedford Hills up in Westchester. And Son of Sam was from Yonkers, so that's not far-fetched. But it was my turn to get the Sunday paper. I had like so many brothers, but at that day, I think there was like 6 of us in the car. I don't know who was in the car. And it was my turn to get out the car at the stop sign. You got to run in, grab the paper, and get back in the car before the car comes. Now, you can't do that today, but back then, there was no traffic, so you could do it. So it was my turn. I run out the car. I go into the store, and for some reason, it's packed. So I go and I bump into this guy, and I pivot and look up, and it's Son of Sam. I was like, oh, boy, I'm only 12, but I know David Berkowitz when I see him. And he had killer eyes, ladies. His eyes was like, don't tell him. And I was like, I ain't saying shit. And for once in my life, y'all, I was happy to be a Black girl because I was like, I ain't seen none of them Black. He ain't killed nobody Black yet. So I was like, oh, for once it pays to be a Black girl. We run into Son of Sam. I got back in the car. And well, first of all, Nick, the store owner, tells me, hey, slow down, Tanya. It looks like you saw a ghost. And I wanted to tell him worse than that, but I couldn't. So I go and get in the car and I yelled to my mom. It was Sunday. We were on our way to church. He got caught like on a Wednesday or Thursday. And I go, Mom. She's like, what's wrong with you? I was like, I just saw Son of Sam. She's like, whack. I was like, what'd you do that for? She's like, you don't lie on the Lord's day. It's a holy day. I was like, I'm not lying. It took like 2 or 3 days till he got caught, where they're like, Son of Sam was spotted in Bedford Hills by the train station. I was like, you want to take my snap back? So take it back. Anyway, I became a Quaker after that. Not the little guy in the oatmeal box. No. I just believe in the peace part and, peace, love, and happiness. But I don't know. I just think that, parents need to believe us a little bit more. I got two girls. And, when they were younger, I was one of those parents. I never really worried about my kids being kidnapped. Let's just say this, ladies. One of them sounds like a fucking Kardashian. Right. Imagine if the kidnapper kidnapped her. He'd be like, come and get your goddamn kid, lady. Because he'd be like, oh my God, kidnapper, is this your van? It's so 70s. You need to get a Bentley's. Oh my God, your suit. Like, how are you going to get any more victims with that? You need a Gucci suit. Like, she'd drive their ass right back in 5 minutes, I'm sure. Anyway, and my other one, forget about it. She's like 6'2". She's always been like, we call her Mike Tyson. That guy, if he kidnapped her, the police would be calling me talking about your daughter kidnapped the kidnapper. Like, that's gonna cost you. That's my bodyguard. Anyway, so much for that. Anyway, Liz, I broke down the other day and I called my ex because it's been freaking lonely. Okay. And the last time I was with him, he was like, I'm breaking things off with you. And I was like, I was a foster kid. That's okay. You and leave your lower half of the door and we're good. He didn't agree with that. But I broke down and called him. Truth is, ladies, I needed his fucking Netflix password. Okay. It's pretty lonely around here. So anyway, last thing, I used to date this guy, try the interracial dating thing. And he was great. His family was great until they wanted me to fucking convert to white. Didn't work out for me. Did not work out for me. Anyway, I thank you, ladies. I'll leave you with this. If anybody's out there lonely or feeling down, there's somebody out there paying for Tinder Plus. It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. What is Tinder Plus?
It's really out there.
What's happening in Tinder Plus? What's Plus?
For it to pay. It's for to pay. Like, why would you pay? Just do Tinder. Like, really.
Okay.
Really pay. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a real thing.
It's really happening.
It's a real thing.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I can get in the boat with you where you said being a foster child, sometimes you can get some perks. I get that, like you said about your girlfriend. Yeah, being adopted.
Right. You get
perks to it. I feel like throughout my whole life, like if we were ever in public and my parents were they were very loud Eastern European Jews. They were always yelling. I would calm myself down by saying I'm adopted. And if people would walk by and stare, because of course you're going to, there's two people yelling.
Right.
I'd be like, I'm adopted. I would always shout it out. You have to. Oh my God. And also, I'm the mom in like the supermarkets or the stores with my kids. I'm nuts because I believe in that. It only takes a second. So I'm now the one, I'm constantly yelling. Where are you? Stay over here. If I don't see you, that means that you're gone. Like, oh my God, I probably just caused such anxiety. Right. I do. Don't touch that. Stop that. What are you doing? Act normal. Get off of that. And then you see the mom pushing the kids, and the kids are like, we love you, Mom, or can I get this? And she's like, no. And they're like, okay. Oh my God. All right, ladies. Get your hands together for Miss Alice Chan.
What a party. I am so grateful to be here with you all. Thanks for having me. I'm a little tired because it's way past my bedtime. I just want to let you know that I am in my closet right now performing for you. This is the only space I get away from the family. Check this out though. This is the magic of having virtual shows. You get to have house tours, okay? So this is my lovely closet, all right? You don't get this at live shows. This DIY system here took my husband 4 nights to do. He was up in this closet for 4 days straight. I didn't even see him. By the time he came out, I think he turned gay. I don't know about you. I know you were talking about foster kids. Sometimes I feel like I am one, but probably worse. I'm a middle child. Oh, no. I don't know if any of you are also middle children. You can usually tell a middle child by just, it's pretty obvious. Like they're usually trying to look for validation, holding a microphone, telling jokes online. Everyone's laughing at their jokes. There is a Middle Child Day. If you don't know, it is August 12th. I put it on Facebook and nobody responded or so I had to take it down. But in case you do have family or friends who are middle children, you can get them a card. They do make cards for middle children. There are only 2 types though. There is a belated middle child card because you're never going to remember it's August 12th anyway. And then there is a Get Better card, get better. I hope you get better after 10 years of therapy for the middle child. I did get a card today from my parents. That is very sweet, right? You can say it's early, but it's actually late because it was supposed to be for August 12th, 2020. So they're just half a year late. But that's really sweet. So in the card, they wrote, "Happy belated Middle Child Day, Alice. Sorry we couldn't be there for you since birth. How are your 2 sisters? They're great. They're not comedians, so they're very successful. I love my parents. They have set me up with this social distancing thing since I was 4 years old. I would be walking to school. Yes, that's how old I am. I was able to walk to school by myself at 4 years old. I would walk to school every morning. They would wave at me from afar and they said, "Alice, have a great day, but don't talk to anybody. Don't get too close. Don't hug anyone, and never express affection." I Happy to report I am very healthy, and I also give out very awkward hugs. You know, those hugs that you kind of like pat around the back and you leave a little gap between the chests because you don't want to like touch boobies. So my parents are in Vancouver. I'm in New York, and for obvious reasons, we haven't seen each other. They couldn't fly to see me because of they just didn't want to, not because of the pandemic. And when I miss them, I like to go to Chinatown and I'll hone on a cute Chinese couple and I'll just follow them around until they get really disappointed in me, and then I'll feel right at home. My mom's really great, though. She's been very supportive through some very stressful times. Like recently, I had 2 pregnancy scares. One is 7, the other one just turned 3. I feel like it's just scarier when the kids come out of the belly. You know what's scary is when I dropped off my kid at pre-K class. When schools opened up, I dropped them off and all the kids were screaming and crying and tugging onto their parents' legs. And my kid was waving at the door, smiling, saying, "Bye, mommy, see you later." And I was so happy because I was thinking, what a confident little fucker, right? Like I did something right. And then 20 minutes later, I thought, oh my God, maybe he's a sociopath. So I pulled him out of the school. You know, everyone's doing homeschooling now, hybrid, half homeschooling, or whatever you call it. But due to technical difficulties, we had to stop. Technically, I had a very difficult time with it. I mean, the pre-K teacher last week asked my 3-year-old, okay, to find items that start with a D, which means I had to help him, okay? So I'm sitting next to him and the teacher saying, find 3 items that start with a D and bring them back. So I helped him out and I said, why don't you go find a dirty sock and put it in the hamper? And why don't you find that damn piece of Lego that I stepped on last night because you never picked it up 2 weeks ago when I kept telling you to? And go find your dad. No, really, go find out who your father is. Oh, you know what else is scary is he's scary when we're strolling down the sidewalk and he sees something that excites him, like a fire truck, and I have to be all on it. I can't just say, oh, yeah, it's a cool fire truck. I got to be really on it, like 200% on, you know? Like if he says, Mom, fire truck, I have to go like, oh my gosh, did you see that big fire truck with those big wheels? It's so big and red. Yeah. Did you want one? Maybe when you're a little older, or you'll see like he saw an excavator today, you know, and he's like, Mom, yellow excavator. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that big excavator. Did you see that big bucket? I bet you really want to ride on one, right? Maybe when you're a little bit older. And it's fine because he doesn't throw a tantrum. I'm happy. He's happy. We go home. We're all smiley. And I was thinking, I'm going to keep doing this until he's 30 years old. Well, on 5th Avenue, he's strolling me and he sees something that excites him. He'll say, hey, Mom, cute brunette. I'll be like, oh my gosh, look at that cute brunette. She looks like she's got a big personality with big brains. Maybe when you're a little older, okay, kid? You can tell how long a couple has been together based on how practical their gifts are for each other. You know, like when I met my husband, he thought anal beads was a really romantic gift. Right? And now I want nonstick pans. So now you can guess how long we've been together. He was making popcorn. He loves popcorn, okay? And he has this microwave, this small microwave in our kitchen because our house is small. But the problem with a small microwave is it keeps burning the corners of the popcorn bag. So he's eating half burnt kernels and half of the popcorn bag is burnt and it's just gross. So I surprised him. You know, I want to be romantic, right? So I put the big moves on and I got him an extra large microwave. So for 2 weeks, he's been obsessed with this microwave. He's been popping popcorn every night, sometimes 2-3 bags a night, but it gets us some intimate time together. We'll eat popcorn, snuggle, and watch Netflix, right? That's cute. That's cute. That's like date night every Friday night. But we've been doing it every night, and he's gained 12 pounds. I've gained 8 pounds, and the whole room smells like butter. And yesterday I was like, okay, it's been 2 weeks. It's time to make a move, Alice. So I look over, he smells like butter. There's like grease on his lip. And I was like, oh my gosh, did I marry like a 75-year-old white male named Orville Redenbacher? Because I don't want to jump that. My friends are like, so how is COVID treating dating life with you and your husband? Like, do you guys go out and do fun stuff? I'm like, well, we've been home together for like the past 11 months. And my husband had a great idea today. He's like, we need more family time, maybe like a family hike, More family time? What do you think we've been doing, motherfucker, for the past 11 and a half months? We don't need to put on hiking boots just for more family time. We're doing it right now without hiking boots. My husband's like, we need to kind of like up our game and be a little more romantic. And my friend suggested that we should role play. I'm like, what do you mean by role play? Like, do you want to be Alexa or Siri? Alexa, do the dishes. Last time I did that joke, I actually startled one of the viewers on Zoom, and I called out her Alexa machine, and it turned on, which was kind of funny. He's like, no, I want to, do something more traditional, like maybe doctor-patient. I said, I could be a doctor, yeah. So I made him wait in the living room for 3 hours before I called him in. And I took $20 out of his coat jacket for copay. We're done in 4 minutes. And then he was like, man, that was fun. Can we do that again? I said, I'll see you in 6 months. Guys, this is great. Thank you, Luz, for giving us a platform to voice women. Women are fucking funny. And thank you for watching. I'm Alice Chan. Thank you.
Welcome, Miss Alice Chan. Yes. Take it in. Take it in. It's like if I was in front of a live crowd right now, I'd talk to them. Right. Are you having fun tonight, ma'am? Yeah, all right. How about you, sir, in the back? Yeah. I'm definitely jealous about the microwave. I don't have a fucking microwave.
I'm going to get you one. I'll give you our little tiny one.
I swear, I hope my mother-in-law, she usually watches. Oh my God. That is, even if it's a mini microwave. Even if it's a mini, like my husband is so against them. He doesn't like them. He's like, I don't want radiation in the food. It's not normal. So every time, whether it's a cup of coffee or like the smallest thing, and you're like, I have to warm it up or it's going to taste horrible. Like, it's a thing. You just want to throw it in real quick. That's all I want to do. I just want like fucking 17 seconds on my coffee. Like, I don't want this whole production, And it's like, I know if my mother-in-law, if you're listening, was to get one, he's not going to return it. Not going to return it. It'll probably be something I have to put away. He doesn't want to see it. I don't want it on the counter. I don't know how people do that. Alice, I feel like your kitchen might be like, are you completely clear on your counters?
No, there's something. There's something.
Right? There's something.
Everything against the wall.
Cranny of the counter. It's horrible. What you said about the cards, it's very true. There is a card for everything. I like it. I find it humorous, like I do, but I was trying to think of the ones that I saw. But I just remembered saying, like, I saw one that said, sorry, I broke up with you. And then it was like giving a little bit of like an apology, like through a card. And, in my head, I'm like, this would have really helped out, like for me, like if I would have received that, like, oh, he sent the card, I don't know. All right, you ladies, are you ready for the next female comedian? You are. It's Tuesday night. Get your motherfucking hands together for Miss Tanya Lewis.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think I need to start off by apologizing for my disheveled appearance. Right before the show, I had a wrestling match with my printer. And printer won. So don't want to give away my secrets, but I couldn't print out my set list. So I'm going to have to I don't even do this at Mike's, actually look on my phone for it. So, like the professional I am, because it's all memorized. This is all memorized stuff, guys. So I'm happy to be a part of this. I'm psyched that it's International Women's Month. And in order to celebrate, I decided to bleed for 1 extra week. So I started jogging again today. And 15 minutes in, I strained my back flat. Before COVID, I got this personal trainer, this Australian prick. I went into the gym and I said, just give me the biggest ball buster you got, like the biggest asshole. And they found him because I started training with him and he had me move cinder blocks from one side of the room to the other. I don't know if I got any stronger, but his basement was nicely organized. After 3 weeks of training with him, I decided that, you know what, it's fine to be fat. Like, it's in, right? Yeah, I'm fine with that. So I haven't rode a subway in a long time. I used to all the time. And I was thinking back today, the last time I rode a subway, there was a woman on there that had her pet skunk. Yeah. And I got to admit, it actually smelled better. I was taking a walk after I sprained my back fat, decided to walk. And got a little creeped out because this guy started following me slowly in this truck. And then he got really close and he saw the age lines on my face and he sped off. So it's strip poker night at the nudist colony. It's going to be really competitive. Everybody has got skin in the game. So I recently let's bring this comedy show down. Recently my dad died and I sat Shiva, right? That's when friends and family and neighbors come over, they bring food and they mourn. And I'm not really religious, but I figure it's two of my favorite things, free food and sulking. So yeah, I gotta say I'm gonna miss my dad a lot, you know. And apparently, from the influx of phone calls, so are his creditors. When he was sick in the hospital, the nurse had told me, you know, your dad, in a matter of 2 months, he went from weighing 170 pounds to 125 pounds. And that really worried me because he reached my goal weight before I did. My friend did ask me if I could say one more thing to my dad. What would I say? Well, I guess I would ask him if there are bimbos in heaven. I got a prescription for anti-anxiety pills, but now I'm worried that they won't work. These are slow rollers, you know what I'm saying? Moving from the death part of the set list. So this dude from Istanbul, he Facebook messaged me. He said he liked me and wanted to get to know me. I said, which one is it? I think in order to woo me, he sent me some pictures of digital flowers. He says, thank you very much. They're lovely, but I can't accept these. He says, why? Do you got a boyfriend? I said, no, I'm allergic. So I had to update my license, and the DMV is open by appointment only. And when I got there, I thought, wow, this is better. There's only 6 people waiting. But it still took 2 hours. And when I finally got up to the clerk, I said, what took so long? She says, well, we didn't want to ruin the authentic DMV experience for you. How thoughtful, right? You know, so I learned during COVID that my favorite food group is saturated fat. I was raised in a Jewish household, so I wasn't so much, didn't know so much about cooking as I do about sending the food back. Going to a 2-year-old's birthday party tomorrow. I don't have kids. I'm just looking to make younger friends. I really want to get their input on this whole like dairy-free ice cream thing. I used to play house as a kid, but I always locked myself out. So I'm happy that it's finally springtime. I think the nicest part is when all the snow melts and it reveals the loveliness of the nicely polished litter. The other day, my friend and I were discussing making dinner plans, and she wanted to check out this new Italian restaurant in our neighborhood. I said, well, I like Italian, but, it's fattening. How about we go to that Thai restaurant instead? She says, well, that's fattening too. I said, I know, but the waitress is skinny. So considering the genders, men tend to say, I love you first. I guess you got to think quick when you're paying by the hour. I visited a town named Friendship. After I left, they immediately started talking shit. So my brother is a kosher drug dealer. He'll hook you up. He's always around as long as you catch him before Friday at sundown. So. I used to work in Newark, New Jersey. They had their own motto there. It said, if you can make it here, so what? I was thinking if I could travel back in time to the 14th century, that would make me happy because I could finally be average height. Get it? Because they were shorter. Can't like them all, right? So I haven't, someone was saying before about dating in the COVID world. Obviously, I haven't done much of that, but I did have one date several months ago. And I remember after the fact, my friends wanted to know, what did I think of him? Was he attractive? And I said, well, Pizza Hut might find him attractive. He looks like their target demographic. That's. But I think the best place to meet men is Alaska. Because the men outnumber the women there. And if you go really far up north, you got 6 months of darkness. So even if you find yourself an ugly one, you won't notice until June. Let's see. It's just about my time, but I was going to leave you with something like just right off the cuff. But, thousands of people die every day, but I still can't find an apartment. That's my time. That was fun. Thank you, ladies.
Yay! Give it up
For the rest of the show.
Bring in the sparkle. I love it. Good for you, mamas. Good for you. Yeah, growing up with Jews, it does something to you. It's I feel like they gave me like this anxiety, the second guessing, right? Not able to make a decision about something so stupid like ramen, making a spectacle of everything. I mean, holy shit. What type of Jews?
What type? The loud ones, not.
Yeah, me too. The loud ones. Oh my God.
It's kind of half and half. Half are the devious ones, I think.
Yeah, they are, right? Jews are loud. They're just like, it's not just my parents who are loud, it's their family and just everyone.
I think it's trying to talk over all the city noise, and it just travels through generations, right?
It's true. Oh man. Yeah, the shiver. I remember the shiver from my father. Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. I've sit shiver a lot in my life, but yeah, when it came to my father, it was like this whole everyone brought so much food. So much food. And I kind of understood it because I remember we were leaving the funeral home, you know, picking out everything. We're standing in the parking lot. My mother's like, people are gonna come to the house. Go to Entenmann's. And I was like,
Yeah.
she's like, that's the Jewish mentality. She's like, it has to be food. We have to give them food. So I was like, all right, what should I get? And she was like, don't do that. Just go. I go to Entenmann's. I remember it was on Forest Avenue in Staten Island. And I walk in and it's like, you know, you're there, but you're not there. And there was a clearance section of like buy one, get one, all this shit. Everything was there. The coffee case was probably the dates, but I was just like, I'm just going to get this. And I went over and I swooped it all into the cart. And I went up to the cashier and she was like, did a parent die?
Oh.
Yes. Yes. And I just started like hysterical crying. And then I'm like, do I have to bag all of this? Because it was a cart full of fucking pastries. I remember I walked in, my mother was like, oh, you did it. You did it right. He's very proud of you. I was like, okay, good. Yeah.
Chocolate chip cookies.
So smooth now. So smooth. Thanks, Mom. Thanks so fucking much. Oh, man. Yeah, my father, oh, now we're talking about the fathers, right? Now I'm on it too. My father had Lewy body dementia. So it was very interesting. It was very interesting growing up with him. It was like, ever see the movie A Beautiful Mind?
Yeah.
No, I've heard of it.
That was he was too smart. You know, like he was too smart that it made it he was maddening from it. Like it just he always would collect stuff. So now I'm gonna bring in our headliner. But he had obsession. He also had OCD. And he would always have a new obsession a month. And one year we went through the Gatorade obsession. And I'm coming home, walking home from school, like Alice said. And I look in our backyard and it was just bags, like bags of fucking empty Gatorade bottles. And I come in the house and I was like, what the fuck's going on in the yard? And my father's like, do you know how much money these fucking people throw out? Do you know how much money is in that yard? You have no idea because you have no respect for money. And I'm like, no, I think your actions are going to really fuck me up. I don't think it's funny. No, you can't, like, no. But now, ever since he's been gone, when I go to the supermarket and I see the guys doing the bottles, I'm always like, how are you guys? Everyone having a good day? You good? Like, those were his people. He always went every night. It was his fucking thing. Oh, God, dads. All right, you guys, on that happy note, I am going in to bring in your marvelous headliner for the night. So everyone, please put your hands together for Miss Shauna Lane.
Hey. Hi. Aw. Hi, everybody. Oh, my God. Thank God you were doing a bit of time in between Luz. I had to pee so bad. And I was like, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. And then I remembered one time I peed my pants in the laundromat and I was so upset until I realized I was like, oh, this is actually the best place that this could possibly happen. This worked out okay. Anyway, so I'm not actually sure if it's International Women's Month or National Women's Month, but the good news is I have a boyfriend. So I'm a feminist. I'm a feminist who likes a guy to pay my rent. Anyway, I have a boyfriend. He's a lot older than me. He's 57. He's vintage. He's almost antique. I love him though. What made me first fall in love with him was he had a washer and dryer in his apartment. I know. I was like, ooh, I'm getting older, and that's actually really sexy to me. I'm gonna do a lot of laundry in your apartment. So much laundry. I can't wait. Gentle cycle. Yes. Option. I lived in the city for so long, and I would just go weeks and weeks without doing my laundry, and I would just buy socks from CVS all the time. I was like, I don't want to drag my fucking clothes down the street. I'm just gonna buy more socks. Yeah, I had to get an older boyfriend because I started getting older, and I always dated younger men. I loved young, hot, bad boys. That was my thing. Actually, hot was optional. They just had to be young and disgusting, really. And I loved them. Oh my God, I loved dirt balls. Oh my God. Like if I went to a party and there was a guy on the floor passed out in a pile of coats with dirty nails and a guitar laying near him, I was like, oh, he's going to be my boyfriend. I hope he's a drug dealer and lives with his parents. That's my favorite. But then I started feeling like I was babysitting these guys, it started to make me feel old. So I switched it up and I got myself a much older boyfriend. And what's amazing is every time we have sex, he almost dies a little bit. I know. And then I feel so hot and young again. I'm like, breathing. I go, he is not okay. I'm still got it. So I've been having this. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I had to turn the sound down. Okay. So I've been having this fantasy lately about my boyfriend, like a sex fantasy, which I know is weird to have a fantasy about my own partner, but I've been having this fantasy where we have sex, right? We have sex. And on this night, I'm like so hot and so youthful, like just like so exuberant that at the end of it, he's all the way dead. So instead of dying a little bit, he's full dead. Like I have fucked him to death because I'm so hot. So then in the fantasy, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with the body? He's like a big guy, And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to call the police. So I call the police. And then as the police are getting there, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to, what if they don't believe me? And then I remember that I'm an actress, right? It's a very dramatic fantasy. So I'm an actress. I'm going to act myself out of this. So as the police come, I'm like, they get here and I'm like, you don't understand. He liked it. He liked it when I fucked him to death a little bit. It just got out of control tonight. I don't know. I don't know. He liked it. I need you to ask yourself something. Can you believe how hot I am? And then I have sex with all of the police officers. And then for some reason there's a fireman as well. And I have sex with all of them. When I have fruit flies because I took this quarantine as an opportunity to start composting. And I swear to God, every person you ever talk to is like, it's like the hummus story. Everyone is like, oh my God, I loved hummus. And then one time I ate too much hummus. And you're like, oh, what happened? I don't want to know. I don't want to know what happened when you eat too much hummus. And it's the same thing with the composting. People are like, I got it composting and then it went wrong. And now I got fruit flies. And I was like, oh God. And now I have fucking fruit flies. And I'm like, oh. Anyway. Oh my God, it's driving me fucking crazy. And I have done everything to get rid of these fruit flies. I made traps, and then I made traps that were flowers, and then I made secret traps, and then I made traps that were whatever. And then this crazy woman was like, you need to talk to the fruit flies. Like when I have bugs, I just ask them to leave. But like I ask them in here, I ask them to leave. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. So I did it. And I was like, please leave. And then I was like, leave. And then I like wrote a monologue about it. And then I was like in the shower and I was like, just gonna, I need you to go. Like it's just not working for me. Okay, anyway. Nothing's happening. I should just like grow fruit flies. I should compost and be one with the fruit flies. Anyway. Okay. Oh my God. I did a self-tape audition and it was like such a good take. And then this fruit fly like went in and was like there in the camera. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to use that one. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So my sex fantasy. Here's the thing. I think my sex fantasy would make a great episode of Law and Order SVU. I have never seen that. Like a middle-aged woman who fucks older men to death because she's so upset about getting older. Like she just can't accept the jig is up and she's just killing old guy after old guy by fucking them to death. Dun, dun, she because she's so insecure about getting older. And then it's just me being like, I did it again. I'm so sorry. I can't help it. So, my boyfriend has a son. He's wonderful, I guess. I don't know. I've met him yet because he's in prison. So he has a wonderful son in prison. He did tell me on our first date, he was like, listen, you should know I have a son. And I was like, okay. And he was like, and you should also know that he's in prison. And I was like, okay. And then he said, but you should also know I have the best son in prison. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And he said, he's been inmate of the month 4 times. And I was like, I also don't know what that means. And he said he's the only man in that prison that has been so well behaved that he has been honored as inmate of the month 4 times. No other man in there has had that honor. And I was like, oh, congratulations. You must be so proud. So proud. I didn't know what to say. I still don't know what to say. He's been in prison the whole time we've been together. I don't even know what he did, but he did it really well. He did it really good. I've never told my mother that his son is in prison. Whenever she asks about him, I just say that he lives upstate. Yes. In a gated community. I feel like that covers it. It's true. It's so gated, he can't get out. I have been jogging this whole quarantine. I mean, to be honest, I've been jogging for years, but like I really dug in during the quarantine. I was just here and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I've been jogging 3 times a week. I walk 2 times a week. I've been doing cross training. And I swear to God, I went to the doctor the other day. She checked my blood pressure and she was like, your blood pressure is so good. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been jogging. And she was like, oh yeah, athletes always, have really good blood pressure. And I was like, did you just call me an athlete? Like, okay. This is like the best day ever. Okay. And so I thought, like between that and like, I'm starting to feel really good out there jogging. I was like, I am killing this jogging thing. And then this morning, my 85-year-old neighbor asked me if I was okay. I was like, all right, maybe I'm not doing as good as I thought. I was like, why? And she was like, And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to keep going. Fuck you. You're in your bathrobe. So are you okay? Oh my God. So I meant to pay attention to the time, but I didn't, and I can't see anything.
You're good. Like a minute two.
Perfect. Okay, so my
Good, babe.
mom makes really sexual sounds when she's eating. I don't know if anyone else's mom does this. Like my whole life. When I was a little girl, my mom would take a bite of a sandwich and she would be like, and I would be like, that sounds like a really good sandwich. What sandwich is she having anyway? And now my mother, I'm not kidding you, she is 83 years old. She is a little old lady. She's cute, but she's a little old lady, and she still does it, only now she does it more for some reason. So she takes a bite of a sandwich and she's like, and I finally realized what's happening. Somebody needs to fuck my mom. That's what's happening. Yes. Somebody needs to give it to Grandma Sue. And get me one of those sandwiches. Only has to be gluten-free, dairy-free, and if there's meat on it, it has to be organic. And no sugar, also no sugar. I am literally the most annoying person to go eat anywhere with. Like, as soon as I open my mouth, everyone's like, okay, thank you so much. That's my time. You guys were so much fun.
On a Tuesday. I mean, come on. Oh, that felt good. That felt good, Shauna. Thank you for that. It's always a blessing. Always a blessing. I went for the bad boys too. I did. I was the same way. If I saw a guy like pass out on the floor in my head, I'd be like, see, he parties. You know? I won't feel like I have a problem if I love him and marry him. Always the bad boys. It was horrendous. Horrendous. But I always jumped in 100%. I always loved them. Like, what the fuck?
They're fun for like 20 minutes.
What?
Said they're fun for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Like I would get in full-blown fucking relationships with these people.
I married one.
You know, like I probably would have too if they put a fucking ring on it. Like, I love him. He's cheating. I don't care. He's been good for a week. God. Holy shit. And you know what? When you said about the dreams, it's known in my marriage that I'll have dreams sometimes with like my husband, like hooking up with someone or like flirting with my friend, like in an extremely inappropriate way. And I'll wake up in the morning and he'll be like, hey, babe. And I'm like, don't you even fucking dare. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? And now it's, 10 years. He's like, was she hot? She's hot. And I'm like, I'll never know. I'll never tell you. Well, thank you so much for doing this tonight, ladies. One by one, starting with Tanya, then Alice, then Tanya, then Shauna. Please let them all know how they can find you. Well, Tanya did what I did. I learned that from the kids I did a show with.
Right. Put it down at the bottom. Put it at the
bottom. That's a good idea.
Put it at the bottom. Gotta put it at the bottom. You can find me. All my money goes to Foster Kids Unite Inc. So www.fosterkidsunite Inc. and press the donate button, and it goes to aged out foster youth. All of it. Nobody gets no money at that nonprofit. We all volunteer.
There you go. Put it in the chat.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Let them know, Alice. Let them know.
Wait, how do I put it here?
Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I can't.
You can find me on MomCom NYC, and if I get any money, it's all going to the AAPI GoFundMe account. Thank you, Luz. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Alice.
Yes.
Let them know, Tanya. Let them know.
Oh, Everyone could find me in Spark Hill, New York. I'll be out running truck drivers. So if you just want to come over, I'm taking food. Or, you can also find me, I guess, on Facebook, Tanya Lewis, and TanyaLewisComedy.com, and the whole thing. Or just call me up if you want to talk.
Kids don't know that. That makes them nervous, right? It's like, oh, call you. Why didn't you text me?
That's scary. It's scary.
But then I'll get like that too. Like if someone calls, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? I don't want to do this. Are you okay? I don't want to do this. Well, thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you, my love. Thank you.
Guys.
Shauna Lane, let them know how they can find you.
Does it say Shauna Lane or does it just say Shauna Lane?
No, it says Lane.
Oh, okay.
I see Lane.
I'm at Lane Shauna on Instagram, and I have a website, shaunalane.com. And I'm the Shauna Lane on Twitter. I'm not really good about Twitter, but yeah, that's it.
Thank you, lady. Thank you,
all
of you
the money
ladies.
I get goes to me. Just so you know.
As it should. Sometimes it should. Thank you to everyone that tuned into this crazy ass show. It's Women's History Month. I mean, it should be year round, but at least it's more than a day, right? At least it's more than a day. But thank you all for tuning in. Hard-Headed Comedy is back next month with another Talk It Out Tuesday. So tune in. Spread the word. Spread the word. Spread the word. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Good night, everybody, and thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.